Ever wish you could bring your whole family together, no matter where they are, even if they've never been together before? With Paint Your Life, you can. Paint Your Life will create a portrait with anyone you want together. Wanting a painting of your children with the grandparents they never met, or have lost loved ones added to an event so it feels like they were there. With Paint Your Life, anything is possible. Even meaningful designs and quotes. You imagine it, the artist will create it. Lately, my family has been getting out and traveling and making some really good memories, and I found a great way to celebrate those special moments by having our favorite moments turned into art with paintyourlife.com. When I heard about paintyourlife.com, I thought, what a great idea for a gift for like a wedding or an anniversary, or even a birthday. But I figured it must be expensive. Not so. These paintings are extremely affordable. Like a lot of times when you think of an actual painting, you're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm about to spend an arm and a leg. Paint Your Life is like, no, we are not trying to gouge your pockets. You can get a beautiful, customized quality gift at an affordable price. Get a professional hand-painted portrait created from any photo at a truly affordable price, or combine photos or of people or places you love to one painting. Choose from a team of world-class artists and work with them until every detail is perfect. It's fast. You can receive a portrait in less than 2 weeks. Makes the perfect birthday, anniversary, or wedding gift. Meaningful, personal, and can be cherished forever. Make sure you order your holiday gifts right away so you don't have to worry about shipping. I'm using it right now for a special gift. I don't want to say for what, because I don't want someone to listen to this accidentally, but I know that this is going to be a gift that they will remember for a lifetime and keep for a lifetime. At paintyourlife.com, there are no risks. If you don't love the final painting, your money is refunded, guaranteed. Right now is a limited time offer. Get 20% off your painting. That's right, 20% off and free shipping. To get this special offer, text the word SK.
SK.
87204. That's SK.
SK.
87204. Text SK.
SK.
87204. Paint Your Life. Celebrate the moments that matter most. Message and data rates may apply. Terms apply. Available at paintyourlife.com/terms. Again, text SK. 87204.
And 5, 4, 3, 2. What up, y'all? Welcome to Here's the Thing. I'm Kevin on stage. She's
Electric Angel.
Finger. Fingers just for you. Praise the Lord. Real quick church announcements. Oklahoma City, you're up this week. Come, Monty. You're up this week. We'll be there this Friday, Saturday, Sun. Then I'm taking a week off for Thanksgiving. And then I think we're in Orlando, West Nyack, and one more city to close out the year. The other city is, come, Monty, Raleigh, North Carolina. All right. So know that. Buy your tickets. Judge yourself. Govern yourself accordingly. Angel, you have any announcements?
Mama Likes box is coming out next week. My Patreon, you'll get a discount code and early what you face it, and then I'll release it to everybody else. So yeah, that's my only church announcement. Hi, Monty. Lottie was up here.
All right, we are going to start with the Black Panther. If you have not seen the Black Panther, pause. Look at the bottom of the video, or fast forward if you're listening to audio. Josh said he's going to put the timestamps in both. Scoot past the part where we talk about the Black Panther, okay? Because we done seen the Black Panther versus Namor. And let me tell you what. They do not call him general or king. They call him Kukul Khan. The feather serpent god, you bald head demon. It was lit, and I cried me a river. What? Angel. Lakita Mortesi, the actress, booked on the television program. I'm talking about soon as the Marvel logo opened, it was all Chadwick the Boseman and wasn't no music. I said, oh.
Did it break you?
Oh. Whew. Me and Lissa was looking at each other. We was like, okay, so they're going to start off with The Quiet. Okay. Then get into the movie. they showing Chadwick down to the fume. And I said, whoo, y'all gonna hit me with the 1-2 punch.
They hit you with the 1-2.
I love Chad. I miss him. I like Chad. I've seen all Chad's movies. I love everything Chadwick ever done. I liked him as a person. I wish I got to meet him. Listen, so I'm at the grocery store. Okay. So I grieving. And then they go into the beginning of the movie and she's trying to save him. There's some parallels with my life in this situation.
Of course. You were like, they made Wakanda forever for Kevin.
Oh, Jesus. Jason. And the thing that was so doggone close to real life, and this is why Black Panther is the best Marvel movie ever. Black Panther 2, because it doggone hit home more than any other movie. When Julian called me, he said he's gone. Mm-hmm. And Angela Bassett's character said something similar. Shuri, I'm on the plane trying to get to him. She's trying to find the heart-shaped herb, and she didn't get. I said, "Oh."
Now, do you think you would have felt as connected had you just not? Would you still not connected? Do you still feel like you would have thought it was as good of a movie had you not went through all of that?
No.
Okay.
I mean, not that it's a bad movie. I still enjoyed it, but because it connected to a very real, present emotion, it was like, oh, we gonna make a movie that's gonna mirror your life and your emotions. It's gonna be very fresh, and you should have known when you came up in here. And I knew, but I ain't know. Right? I didn't think the sibling element would like hit me,
rock you like that.
Hit me. Right. So okay, now you say some words.
Well.
Oh, you better not be on that victory. You better not be on that victory.
What's that victory?
Victory didn't like it like that.
I'm not as bad as Victory. It's a
Victory,
7
just so
out
y'all
of
know,
10.
y'all can boo her. She gave it a 3 out of 10. Victory's Angel's niece.
But she also missed the first, I don't know how many minutes. I give it a 7 out of 10. I thought Angela Bassett was immaculate.
She better get an Oscar.
Actually, I thought all the women. Well, let me see. I thought Letitia. I thought Lupita. I thought Walking Dead woman. How you say her name?
Denai. I'm not sure if it's Denai or Danny.
Danny. Yes, I think it's like Danny. I think it's Danny. I thought they were immaculate. The fight scene on the bridge, fan-freaking-tastic. And then that second half of the movie, after they decided to kill my Angela Bassett, it just started to go downhill for me. And let me tell you why. There were so many things that I felt like there were deny. Okay, thank you, Jessica. Like you see, I called her Walking Dead woman because I couldn't. I was like I don't. I was like, there were so many things that I was just like, okay, so y'all just not gonna even explain this. Y'all just. It was like, for instance, Shuri gets kidnapped, right?
Yep.
They get her back. Shuri didn't told them. Now they didn't kill the fish girl while they were down there. Yeah. Angela know that Namor is not fully sane. He gonna come back. But the people of Wakanda down in the village, they having fish fries. They dancing to Frankie Beverly and Maze before I let go. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, da, da.
Here, Angel.
Yes, this is what the Wakanda people are doing. Ba, ba, da, da, da. Give me another. You got catfish? Give me some white bread. They are straight up. They are straight up kicking it, chilling. This is a nation that is a nation of warriors, right? That have protected themselves at all costs. But in this moment of high alert, it was like they let down so much of, they didn't get those people prepared. And then that's what pissed me off about Angela's death. Y'all just gonna let the queen sit up in the tower by herself?
Yes. This is what I think, because I thought about that. My only issue, I'll explain it, my thought, not explain it, but I'll explain my issue. Wakanda hadn't been invaded. Like one guy getting in is one thing. I think Angela Bassett wasn't anticipating them all pulling up on Wales like that all at once, because people don't be pulling up on Wakanda like that. And I know, Thanos and them was there last time. That was different. But that's why
I'm like, they've been attacked before, really poor, really badly. Their whole king got snapped away at one point in time. So it's not as if they don't understand that they aren't impenetrable. And the fact that the fish man showed up.
Maybe they were overconfident, Angel. Maybe they was like, bro, we were kind of, wouldn't nobody dare pull up on us. And then they got pulled up on by Namor because he was about that business. That was Josh and them people. And I spoke to him about that.
You said what? Why you did? Why?
I said, Josh, listen, you better talk to Namor and Namoria, because I don't like what's happening.
But even if they were kind of caught off guard, the fact that there was no one there to be with the queen of her people really made no sense to me, which then takes me to the next thing that pissed me off. Namor is like, yo, bury your people. We'll be back in a week. Put it in your Apple Watch. Coming back. Okay. I felt like I needed more rage. Like, Shuri's family has been blown up. So she's a whole level past what you've experienced. Yeah. Her whole family gone. Daddy gone. Brother gone. Mama gone. And we sat and watched the slowest montage.
Oh, Shuri.
We watched the slowest montage of her being like, okay, now I'm going to get this. Let me take the bracelet. Okay. Boop. Into the little DNA thing. Didn't work. Let me go. Boop. Didn't work. I needed more rage. It was such a slow burn.
Angel?
Huh?
Shuri was quiet rage. She wanted the world to burn. She's not like,
The men get to act a fool. I wanted her to be able to act a fool immediately. I was like, we got what? Your mama dead. I feel like we get to see the male Marvel characters act out of straight up impulse and rage when things go wrong. And the women always are very calculated, always like, you know what? And I just didn't want that in that moment. I felt like she had lost so much that she should have basically.
You're picking on acting choices.
It's a part of the movie. We're talking about the movie, are we not? No, yeah, and it's not just no. It wasn't acting choices.
Shuri is a reserved person. She is always, her and T'Challa was very mute. Their whole demeanor very muted.
T'Challa was not mute. T'Challa, he was. You don't remember? Wait a minute. You don't remember when he went after the Winter Soldier man? He was gonna kill that dude. He caused the whole city to basically burn down to get that man who killed his daddy.
And Shuri was doing that too in her own quiet way. Mm-mm. She just was a quiet lady of rage. She just wasn't. My phone keeps thinking I'm talking to her, and I said Shuri, not Siri. I just got a list. Now,
I don't want it, and it wasn't acting. It was a story point. She had to get through that.
So what would it have looked like if you would have liked it? Her making bad decisions or her yelling? What would it have been?
You know what? What I would have liked is if we didn't have to watch the process of the flower being created after the mother's death. I honestly wish it had been created earlier and that she had been fighting the entire time of not wanting to be the Black Panther, of being like, no, I know this flower's here. It's not for me. And then her mother's death.
But if the flower was there, she would have been able to save her brother.
I didn't say it had to happen when her brother was still alive. I just said before that point.
She got kidnapped, Angel. Remember, she got kidnapped and she found the bracelet.
A year after her brother died.
No, okay. So in my mind, they're implying she don't have that bracelet piece that Namor gave her. That's what unlocked the code.
I know they could have came up with something else. It didn't have to be the bracelet.
I don't need to see her like she don't know how to do it until she gets new information. She basically got a cold case. Now she got some new information. She got something to try. She go right back to it.
I'm telling you what I didn't like, and what I'm saying
I'm disagreeing with you because the movie is perfect in all its ways, except the way I don't like it.
I was
I'm gonna tell you what I thought you didn't.
please.
What I was not understanding. I don't know why Namor sent a calendar invite. If you want to kill them, bring all your people the first time, because they listen. When I tell you Wakanda was not ready, when Namor punched M'Baku in his chest, and then the next time you saw M'Baku, he was like, "Do we really need to go to war?" Because y'all don't know how that man punched my armor off. By the way, M'Baku, the biggest character, he gets socked out pretty much at least once a movie. He lost the collar.
Yes.
And Namor punched that man in the chest so hard. He punched him like in the other Marvel movies when they punched the spirit out of you. When the white lady punched the spirit out of you. That's how
Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange. That's what he
Doctor Strange is soul punch. But I will tell you that Angela Bassett, I'm gonna tell you the other thing I did not like. Angela Bassett in that Etta James Cadillac Records wig. Why they had Mother in that? Why y'all did?
I didn't mind the wig.
She had this. What was it?
She was in mourning. That was mourning hair. That was I'm in mourning.
Keep her in the faux locks.
They cut it. I didn't like how she died either. The way they had Queen Mother face down in that water. When I tell you I was pissed off, I said this woman then raised 2 Black Panthers, and y'all just gonna let her drown, saving some chick we just met.
I thought that too. I said, "Oh man, that's crazy! Like, surely she gonna be alive." They couldn't take Chadwick passed, but they wouldn't take 2 people in the same movie. I was wrong.
Well, they took her to give Shuri like a moment, a catalyst moment, a moment where things would change, a moment where things would make her do. I just wish that I could have seen it in I wish I could have seen it in a different light for her to be just, I don't know. I feel like we always got to see Shuri just be so calculated. I wanted to see, like, the moment of rage we got was her punching that suit after Killmonger was the only person there to greet her.
Yeah, that surprised me too when it was just him. I was like, Michael B. Jordan, what you doing in here being strong?
Yeah, he's like, what you going? She was like, I am not like you.
Too in the afterlife.
Yeah, what you say?
His hair grew in the ancestral plane.
Oh yeah, he had bundles. He said, when your mama cut her hair, I dyed them and sold them in. Is what I did. Yeah. Marcus said he had the best man holiday sweater. He did. They were like, we're going to give him a little check, but it's chilly in the afterlife. So you need to put on your sweater. So yeah, there were a lot of things. Text it to him. There was a lot of things that I just, in that second half, there was even, why are they on a big boat that can only make sound at the end? Why are they on a big boat? These people can't hold their breath for an eternity. The fish people can. So if you get knocked off the boat, that's it. You ain't got no fighting power for real. It was so many things in the second half. And then also I didn't know why Namor. Now you tell me, this is your theory. So Namor was like, yo, it was T'Challa's fault that the people even are looking for vibranium. Even though we have the capability of finding people however we need to, because they found people on a bridge without there being any type of like tracker on Denai and Shuri or the scientist girl. We can find people however, but we need you Black Panther people to go do that. We need the Wakandans to go find her. After all of that, and they kidnapped Shuri, I did not understand why he all of a sudden softened to her so quickly.
When he first kidnapped her?
Yes, like he softened to her. He was like, give us some clothes.
Well, I think for a couple reasons. I think one, she's not an immediate threat, right? She don't have nobody there. She's not no like warrior fighter like that. 2, he don't really want to go to war with Wakanda. And 3, I think his goal was to get them as an ally. So to come to them out of like, remember, they were just trying to kill the scientists at first. They just really trying to kill Riri Williams. They didn't necessarily want to fight Wakanda, right? Because they know that's the most powerful nation in the world. He would if he had to, but that's not his choice. His goal was to get them to be allies. So I think, let me holler at you, Shuri. Listen, y'all know them white man, black and brown together. You know what I'm saying? Beans, beans and cornbread. Beans and cornbread. We don't want no smoke with y'all, but them white people are never gonna stop coming, because they try to steal the vibranium from y'all. They looking for it from us. America, like the dude, and we'll talk about this tweet after the break. The dude who tweeted that the reason he didn't watch the Black Panther is because there wasn't no sanctions. And literally the first 15 minutes, they were trying to sanction Wakanda because they weren't sharing vibranium. And first of all, you can't even sanction a country that don't trade with y'all. Wakanda don't need nothing from y'all. So what kind of sanction? They have no trade with which to sanction, but they so tried to sanction y'all and was trying to steal the vibranium at the same time. So I think that's why he came to her out of like respect, made an offering at first. And then once Lupita Nyong'o's character, and I forgot her character's name, shot the Mexican girl, then he was like, well, now I done messed up.
But see, this is the thing. This is why, again, I be like, it don't make no sense, is that he literally gave in to the solution that they presented in the first place that would have gotten him an ally quicker.
Yeah, because she cut his little feet wings off and had to throw the sword to his neck. That's a different choice than when you thought you was going to win.
My thing is if the goal was always to have an ally, which makes sense. Like they have mutual goals, which is to keep the outside world out of their cities. And they have mutual, assets. They both have vibranium. Now, the people that you're dealing with are people that can walk on Earth, where all your enemies are. So if that's the case, I don't know if he just mentally just wasn't a good leader in that point, and if he just needed therapy from Talkspace. Because using Talkspace feels more like a mental health professional in your pocket. And I don't know if he didn't have pockets, but if he did, he could have just been like, yo, therapist, I need a way to bring my city into alliance with Wakanda. Now, Talkspace offers both therapy and psychiatry. And, I said that right. And being able to reach out to your provider at any time, anywhere, taking care of your mental health becomes super easy. I know for me, it allows me to be able to move through life in a more relaxed manner, knowing that I can talk to my therapist and send a message from wherever I am. And working through things in therapy can be tough. I know for you, because you're all over the place, Kevin. If you had to only do therapy and only were allowed to do therapy in person,
I wouldn't be able to do it.
You wouldn't be able to get through it. I already know. So working through therapy can be tough, but connecting with your therapist doesn't have to be. Y'all already know all the reasons why we love therapy. Kevin is in grief therapy. He's in personal therapy. Kevin got a punch card for therapy. Couples therapy. Listen, because it's so good. Not just when you're in crisis, but when you're just tackling your goals and challenges in life. I wholeheartedly recommend Talkspace for therapy. You can sign up online and get a personalized match with a provider that's right for you, typically within 48 hours. You can text, video, or send voice messages to your licensed therapist, so it's incredibly convenient to have virtual sessions from the comfort of your home. Talkspace has thousands of licensed therapists with years of experience in over 40 specialties, including depression, anxiety, substance abuse, trauma, anger management, relationship issues, food and eating, and so much more. And it's secure. Talkspace is secure and private, using the latest end-to-end bank-grade encryption technology to store clients' information, complying with the latest HIPAA regulations. As a listener to this podcast, you'll get $100 off your first month with Talkspace. To match with the licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com. Make sure you use the code CREW with a K.
CREW with a K.
To get $100 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's CREW with a K.
CREW with a K.
And Talkspace.com. So You know, we were supposed to mention them at the top of the show,
Yeah,
so
I
you
just
might want to
realized
throw
we
them.
didn't do that, or we didn't do it this time. But you know, we
We'll do it
learned.
next
Yeah.
time. I do really, as for me in my house, okay, I just wish. So overall, the 3 points that they lose for me, not being a 10 out of 10, is that if you're gonna make me watch a 3-hour movie, right? If it's gonna be that long, I needed the second half to be more explosive. It was way too much of a slow burn for me. Like, you've already taken up an hour and a half of my time. I need the next part to be like, and I feel like Marvel usually does a really good job. Like when we watched Endgame, which was long as hell, I feel like there are definitely moments where they could have sped things up, heightened the stakes. I also think that they shouldn't have killed Mama, or if they were going to kill her, give her a more magnificent death. And then, yeah, last but not least, yeah, that fight, that epic fight scene that was on the boat in the middle of the ocean. It had parts that it gave what it was supposed to give, but it had a lot of parts that I was just like, this don't make no sense to me. So yeah.
It was perfect. There's nothing wrong with this movie. Everything that they explained was great. The Black Panther original movie was light on the action as well. The story, also, I was curious about what they would have, like, Ryan Coogler said he had just sent the script to Chadwick before he passed. So I was really curious to see what the movie would have been if Chadwick was able to, you know, still be the Black Panther. But losing Chadwick Boseman and turning in that film, handling his passing, allowing us, the viewers, to grieve both the characters to grieve the Black Panther and the people to grieve T'Challa. I mean, sorry, the characters to grieve Black Panther, the people to grieve Chadwick. You know, it was like, you know, Chadwick didn't have no public funeral, not that I know of. So it was like, you know, the end part, because I had cried. But when Shuri sat down on that beach and burned her white robe, and them images from Chadwick, the Boseman, came down on that television screen. When I tell you the Fredericks family, one and all, audibly sobbing in that theater. People were looking at us. I said, oh. It was, I mean, Joe literally looked at us face wet and was like, why did Uncle Jay have to die? And I was like,
oh, y'all took y'all's whole life experience and said, let me sit it on my lap like popcorn.
Put it in us. It was and for me especially, Jason was my older brother. T'Challa was Shuri's older brother. They got along great. They're doing this. Boy, when I told you, I cried. And then Nakia came down and said, hey, before he went on to glory, he put that Black Panther in this. Yeah, he did. He gave me that. He gave me some of that T'Challa. Yeah, he did. And Toussaint, he had the Haitian name, Toussaint Louverture. And then he had the Black Panther, Baby Child. That's his nickname, Baby Child.
Baby Child.
Figure out what was Angela Bassett's character going to tell Shuri before Namor came up out the ground, and it was that she had a little nephew, little baby child. And I said, Angel, when I tell you, we cried so hard, and that's why the movie is perfect in all of its ways. Angel is basically a walking version of Cinema Sins. She's tinking off everything, character choices.
Sorry, and I love Marvel.
I was a little off in the second act. The CGI was a little.
I didn't need. The thing is that I didn't need the movie to mourn Chad. Like, I didn't need this to be a memorial to Chadwick Boseman, and that's what it did feel like.
Namor's wings feet bigger. You sound like Sanctions guy. The guy who said
it was a movie. It was a movie. Now, this is the thing. You will never catch me confusing a movie with real life folk. That just ain't never gonna happen. So even the memorial to it was actually a memorial to Chadwick more than it was to. There was a point in time where I thought I saw scenes from 42, him as James Brown. I saw him. I was like, oh, they just pulling in. This is one of them Emmy in memoriam videos. This ain't even a full. That's what it looked like. I said, oh, they just pulling in all of his movies right now. This is not even Black Panther.
I do want to say one more thing too.
Wait a minute. Oh, let me finish my statement. Yeah. So for me, when typically when I watch movies, it's never for some sort of cathartic experience. Even when it's like, with obviously Chadwick will always have a very special place just in Black culture and cinema culture. I did not need to mourn him long inside of the movie. I needed.
They didn't actually long. They did a little bit at the beginning and the very end.
They did it. It felt long on both sides.
No, they did the opening sequence, which they always have silent. The funeral at the beginning, which you have.
I like the opening. No, I like the opening sequence.
But the very end. Remember, Shuri's character never grieved her brother in the movie. She was like, "No, I'm not doing that."
Yeah, no, I know it.
So that was her one moment by herself after she was mantled. She took up the Black Panther. She was let me mantle you. She was mantled, and she had and I think that was actually a post-credit scene, if I'm not mistaken.
It was. I don't think, but that's the thing. I don't think they did that for us to see Shuri mourn the loss of her brother. We saw that when she burned the thing. They did that for the audience, in my opinion. They did that. Huh?
I said a little fan service.
No, that's what I fully think it was. I think it was like, we know this is his greatest legacy, and this will be the last time you all see an image of him in a new movie. So we're gonna give you all of it. Just me personally didn't need it.
I see. You Ashley said Shuri was a side character that they forced to take as a main character. I agree, but that's because Chadwick he passed.
Shuri in the comic book, Shuri becomes Black Panther.
I was gonna say, and I never go to the comic books because I never read the comic books, but I know that happens. Actually, when we were on Young Deuce's podcast, he said something that was great, because a lot of times comic book readers, they don't like the movies, period. No matter what the movie is, they always have a discrepancy. And Young Deuce's, I believe it's his brother or him, I'm not sure. Maybe it was Young Deuce's, but they were saying that it was Kevin Feige is basically the writer of these stories. Like, each comic book person gets to have their run. That's why you get Captain America Civil War and this and that and all that. And this was Kevin Feige's version. And I remember Stan Lee was saying, like, people were like, this character's stronger than that one. How are they going to win? And Stan Lee was like, you know who wins? Whoever the writer wants to win.
Exactly.
It doesn't, nothing matters. They put Namor in a sauna, and then Shuri beat him up. I never even seen Shuri fight hand to hand. Like, she was shooting and stuff.
Yeah.
She had hands when she needed to have hands. I never seen her punch nobody in the movie. She always was using those little ring blasters and stuff. But she was using hands, and I was like, when did she learn to fight? But then I was like, also, who cares? I want to say one more thing. I didn't know Lupita Nyong'o's butt was that big until the Black Panther. And we were talking about it in the green room. It was a huge topic on Twitter. And Josh said Lupita had that Ibambe. And I thought that was very funny. And I just wanted to share that Josh had a very funny joke when he said Lupita had that Ibambe. And with that, we can move along.
No, we're not done. Stop. Let me just say, because I had to spend most of the time telling you why I didn't like it, because...
No, don't come over here and tell us why you like it. You 7.
Yeah, well, I firmly stand at that 7, and don't feel bad about it either. I don't care what y'all think. I thought the women looked so amazing.
Oh, they did. Michaela Cole was fantastic. I forgot to mention her. She was great in her role.
I thought the women looked amazing. Sometimes I feel some type of way when they make extremely thin women seem like really powerful. Like, because you just like, where is all this power coming from?
Yeah.
These women had no body fat. They were all pretty thin in frame, but like, I believe the power that they harnessed. Like the way like, if you watch Angelina Jolie in fight scenes, it is the worst thing because you look and her body looks frail. Like her body doesn't look as muscular.
Yes.
Yes. And then thank you. That was the other thing. Ruth Carter can do no wrong.
Yeah.
The way they dress those people. Ugh.
Deny fighting that dude who was visibly stronger than her, and her being like, she was out here though. Like he was stronger than her because he was superhuman. They said, and she wasn't. But she wasn't no punk. She wasn't no mark. She could have killed them if they weren't like super people. It's funny because not funny, but Boyce Watkins, who's to me a troll, he was saying, looks like this movie doesn't want to respect the men. I was like, boy, you and he a black dude. You can't win. You can't win. Because I like to see black women powerful. Them bald head. Listen, black women rock a bald head better than anybody on earth. Right? When black women have a short haircut, their waves be wavier. They're bald. They just be looking so powerful. Even outside of the Dora Milaje, just regular black women. So them they was about all the smoke. They was ready to die. It was great. I was like, Riri Williams. I was like, okay, Riri Williams. You smart too, Riri Williams.
Angela Bassett's arms and back. I was just like, woman. Man. When are you going to stop? The scene between Angela and Denai, when she was like, you will be stripped of your title. Okay. You will turn
in the rage you were talking about. She had it.
Like there was so many beautiful moments in that first half that I just did not see in the second half. And I'm just not going to apologize for it. But Angela,
Angel, stand 10 toes down in your wrongness.
I wish I would have known. I want to know your score if your life didn't parallel it.
I can't give that because that's the only way that I've watched it.
Remove it, Kevin.
No.
Get it out and set it down.
It's perfect. Get it out and set it down. Black Panther, I'm always going to be more partial to because I'm black. So I'm going to give it points because of blackness, relevance to culture, black women in places, Ryan Coogler. It's always going to be better to, if it was Shang-Chi or Eternals, I would be having other things to say, but I can only look at it through the lens of my eyes of its perfection and beauty, and I love it. And I love it, and everything's great. Everything is awesome. All right, before we move on out of this segment, here's what I would like to do, and then we'll do an ad.
Oh, we don't have no more. We done.
No more ads?
No more ads.
Oh, cool. All right, perfect. So Marvel Phase 4 movies, I'd like you to rank them. You don't have to do all 7, but your top 3 at least, maybe top 5. You got Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, Love and Thunder, Thor, Love and Thunder, and Wakanda Forever. You can go 5-1 or 1-5.
And you talking about in my order of what I like the most?
What you like the most of this current phase, just the movies, not the TV shows.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up on the thing so I can see them because I don't remember what you said.
Yeah. Have you seen all of them? Did you see all of them?
Of these? Yeah. Hold on, let me make sure. No, I haven't seen Love and Thunder.
Okay.
So that's the only one. Oh, and speaking of which, Lil Marcus gave it an 8 out of 10. But the twins gave it a 10 out of 10. So those are your.
I love the twins so much. I always have.
And Lil Marcus told me why. I just don't remember. Oh, he said for this movie to be called Black Panther, I didn't see the Black Panther enough. I was like,
Cinema Sins Jr. over here.
So I'm giving it 1-5. Like, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Tell me what my instructions are.
Rank these movies 1-5? I'll go while you're thinking.
Yeah, because this is hard.
Black Panther's number 1 for me. 10 out of 10, 13 out of 10. M'Baku needs his own spinoff series. I think Denai's character is getting a spinoff series. Okoye is getting a spinoff series. Good. I was watching Emergency Awesome, and he said that she had to get kicked out of the Dora Milaje so she can have her own spinoff series. And it's already in development. I was like, sweet, I'll watch that. Second for me is Spider-Man No Way Home. I truly enjoyed that. It was a little nostalgic and fan servicey. His reasoning for why everything happened was dumb to me, but I don't care. I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. 3, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Wanda's character is fantastic. She's scary, and I love the fact that they had no hands for her at all. And the movie ends with them just being like, "Look at your kids. Look what you're doing," because they could
Look.
not beat her at all. And I love that they didn't figure out anything. She killed everybody. She was just killing people, and they never stopped, and they never got any closer to fighting her. All they did was run from her the entire movie. And when they finally stopped running, they was like, "Your kids is so embarrassed." And she was like, "Dang, I am tripping." And then the movie was over. Probably Shang-Chi would be next.
Mm-hmm.
I probably feel about Shang-Chi the way you feel about Black Panther. Without the blackness in my brother, I would probably feel the same way about Shang-Chi. It doesn't have the same.
Oh, okay. So you and me. So you let this Black woman out here on this road where she don't mind to be on there alone, and you finally admit the things that I'm saying from a very objective point of view.
No, I disagree with those things wholeheartedly. But if it was Shang-Chi, I would. If it was Shang-Chi, I would agree wholeheartedly. And then probably Black Widow. I hated Thor: Love and Thunder, and I hated Eternals. I hated both of those movies. I mean, truly, Eternals is probably the worst of them. I didn't enjoy that movie at all. Thor, I really liked, and I feel like they wasted a great performance by Christian Bale because it was just all over the place, and I just didn't like it at all. Black Widow was cool. I ain't tripping. I like that guy from Stranger Things, and the little sisters element was cool, but it's not my favorite. This is probably the weakest phase movie-wise to me so far.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was like, this whole canon that you're presenting me is probably the weakest.
Yeah, that's the weakest phase to me.
So I would probably go with Spider-Man No Way Home as my number one. And then
the Black Panther is in this.
Huh?
Black Panther is
Black Panther number one or Black Panther Wakanda Forever?
Wakanda Forever.
Okay, so I'm doing, and just to correct somebody who was like, it's called Wakanda Forever, not Black Panther. That's why there was no Black Panther. Actually, it's called Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
And you're right about that, Angel.
I was like, my 13-year-old know what he's talking about. Pull it together. So yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home, then Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I would watch that first hour and a half over and over again. Then I would move to Doctor Strange. Then Shang-Chi. Then Eternals. Then Black Widow. And I'm not going to put Thor in there because I haven't seen it.
Don't waste your time.
She said, my bad. But you know what? I was about to say. I Wakanda Forever was also longer than
it was.
So it makes it a little bit harder. Like, you know, when we watched what was the one where all of them came together after Thor snapped? Endgames?
Yep. Games.
That was a 3-hour one as well. So it was like, okay, now you better give us all 3 hours. And obviously they have a bigger budget for that because they have all of the A-list actors. I just needed a stronger.
So I'm pulling up phase one because Jay Phrygian said that this is the phase one of this phase, right? So phase one is the Infinity Saga, right? The Infinity Saga has 3 phases. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. The multiverse saga is what we're seeing. So this is the first phase of the multiverse saga, right? So phase 1 had, because I'm seeing Jay Phrygian was saying we've been too harsh. So let me see. Phase 1 had Iron Man 1, Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, and the Avengers. Okay, so that they had Iron Man 1 was one of my favorite Marvel movies. I hated Hulk as much as I hated Eternals.
Send me this thing because I can't keep all this in my head.
I don't know why I'm doing this all hard for you. Let me pull it up.
I'm like, I cannot keep this all in my head.
I didn't have it memorized either. I
I actually liked I think I liked most of the movies in phase 1.
right.
Besides not Iron Man, besides Captain America I've fallen asleep to every rip.
Everyone?
I think there might be one that I've made it through, but most of the time, yeah, I fall asleep.
All
As
right. So
pretty as
here's
I
phase
think that White
one.
Man is.
Iron Man, it's a little grainy because I blew it up, but you get it. Iron Man, Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, and Avengers.
Yeah, no, I rock with all of those, except for
Yeah.
like I said, I fell asleep during Captain America.
I loved Iron Man and the first Avengers. They're both great. Captain America did not enjoy the first Avenger. Thor was cool, but a little bit forgettable. But I like Anthony Hopkins and Idris was in there. Iron Man 2, I liked. Hulk did not like. Phase 2 had Iron Man 3, blah.
Loved it.
Thor, Dark World, blah. I think this is Captain America. Is this Civil War or Winter Soldier?
Is it Winter Soldier?
Looks like Winter Soldier. Yeah, Winter Soldier came before Civil War. Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Ultron, Ant-Man. Love these 4. Love that chicken from Popeyes. Yeah, this is Winter Soldier, I believe. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong.
So I
Yeah.
got to remove that one.
But then phase 3, Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Spider-Man with Tom Holland, Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man, and I mean, this is the tie-up. This is the tie-up. So you would have to compare phase 1 to phase 1. Phase 1 to phase 4. And I feel like maybe nostalgia, but I feel like phase 1 was still better than phase 4.
Yeah, no, I think phase one because it was like other than like Superman hero movies and like old Spider-Man movies, this phase 1 felt different because we
Yeah.
were starting to see like crossover. We were seeing a lot of Easter
Yeah.
eggs. It kind of created a community around it. So phase 1 is always going to be really hard to beat just because it was
these are the building blocks. This is the origin story of movies. The origin stories is always the hardest ones to make great. That's why I liked Iron Man, because it was an origin story that was good. Usually the origin story is the weakest of them, but in this case, Iron Man to me was the best of the Iron Man movie. They actually got progressively worse to me. You know, but
yes,
anyway,
yeah, I loved them all. I
but
loved all
I'm
the
excited to see them all because I just be fully nerding out. And I'd be just like,
Oh yeah, you should have seen me and Marcus watching the unveiling at we weren't at Comic-Con, but we watched the video of the unveiling of phase 4, phase 5, and phase 6.
yeah.
Like this is the thing. I geek out to this whole Marvel world. So I do be having expectations. And the first Black Panther was so good to me and probably is my number 1 Marvel movie out of all of them for the same reasons. I actually love the whole entire plot and then the cultural significance. The fact that this had never been done before, it was just like,
Yeah.
it was always going to be hard to top that, in my opinion. It just is.
Oh, that was a funny response. All right, moving forward, Joshy, this is the moment we are done with the Black Panther. I mean, we ain't been talking about spoilers for a minute, but anyway, you feel me. Arizona teacher and husband lose their jobs after filming OnlyFans videos in class. And she said the teacher was like, hold on, let me pull up the article so I make sure I get it right. She said basically, if I don't, hold on, okay. Oh boy, they be having so many doggone ads on these things. It's nearly impossible to read. 8th grade teacher in Arizona and her husband have lost their school jobs after they recorded OnlyFans videos in her classroom. A side hustle she claimed was necessary to supplement their low salaries. Using the alias Chloe Carter, middle school teacher uploaded X-rated videos to her OnlyFans page, which her students found and shared amongst themselves. Her husband took part in the productions inside the Lake Havasu United School District building, according to the report. She resigned under pressure after being placed on administrative leave. Listen,
She's stupid. I ain't knocking the side hustle, but on
Right.
school property, babe, what are you? Buy a desk. Just set up a little set in your garage. I'm telling you, people who be watching porn are not sitting there thinking, man, this would be better if it were a real school where we could hear the ambient noise that happens in a school room. Like,
There's this TikTok teacher I follow, Miss Glass, and she's very black. She'd be like, "What's up with the gang?" And her class responds, and she teaches rap lyrics and all that. She used to film her TikToks in her classroom, and the school said something. She didn't say exactly what they said. So she did exactly what you said. She records the videos in class, keeps the kids' audio, and then she built basically a set behind her or decorated a wall behind her that looks like a school, and she keeps going. If you would have just done that, and the thing about it is the school set is very easy to set up. It ain't like you need a whole bunch of, and literally whiteboard, them little student desks you can get off of Amazon, and you could twerk something all day long on your OnlyFans. They couldn't fire you if you was at the comfort of your own home.
at all. But no, so she made a couple of mistakes. So one, she ended up getting blackmailed. Okay, so what she did was she had blocked anyone living in the state of Arizona from being able to find or get her OnlyFans. It was hidden from all of that. However, her public Instagram and her private Instagram are linked.
Oh no, that's how they found out?
Yes. And then so supposedly, according to the article, the person that was supposed to be overseeing her case was like already pissed and blackmailed her, was like, if you don't quit, I am sending this video to other teachers, your stuff to other teachers to have you pissed. The video went to other teachers. The video got to students, parents in an uproar. She ended up having to like basically quit, but she's just like, we couldn't afford to live on a 2-teacher salary, so I had to side hustle. Like the side, there's nothing wrong with the side hustle as far as, and as long as you want to do it. But why do you think you can freely use the school that's paid for with tax dollars to get smashed by your husband?
When we bought our when we got the sound stage, the people were like, because this area, the valley is where they make a lot of porn. Vivid Entertainment's headquartered like literally on the same street you get off of on the 101 to go to Universal Studios. You got to drive past Vivid Entertainment, and their sign is big. So when you get office space in the valley, you have to sign a form that says that you will not make porns. And if you do, your lease will be vacated. Airbnb is the same way. You have to say, in this part of the valley, you have to say that you're not going to do porn. This is just fun.
Yes. Shantae's stupid. Poor Timmy, his homework's sticky.
Hey, Jill, don't do that voice.
That's what it is. Poor Timmy. This is why a lot of porns buy houses.
That's why they buy houses.
They buy houses. Listen, when we tried to get when we started our company and our S Corp, and we had to open up a bank account, this woman was asking us all types of questions. So what do you all do? I was like, we create content. Okay, what type of content? I was like, digital content. Okay, what type? I was like, family. I was like, comedic family content. Me and him are sometimes in it. Sometimes it's stuff that I do with my kids. Okay. So why don't you want to just open an account at your old bank? And I was like, I don't really like my old bank, so we wanted to try a new bank. And it was like,
your business to get new accounts,
right? And I said, and we finally were like, it sounds like you don't want us to give you our money. And she was like, listen, we have to make sure that you aren't making adult content. And I was like, why didn't you just say that? Why didn't you just say, hey, at any point in time, are you all having sex on camera for money? And I would have been like, yes, but that goes into a different account.
Angel's OnlyFans would just be her in lingerie telling you why she don't like Black Panther's second act, final act.
Oh, there would be so many white men jacking off. There'd be white men. Tell us more. Tell us more about it.
I was so embarrassed. By the way, have you seen The Woman King?
I haven't. I was working so much that week, I could not get out there to see it. And I was so mad because I wanted to be a part of the opening weekend numbers.
Yeah, I didn't see it either for similar reasons. But when Josh and Tahir and Mel went to see Black Panther, I went and saw Woman King. And it was Black Panther for me.
Oh, well, so you gave it a 7. See, let me tell you.
I loved it. It was perfect. So many Black.
That's not what you said. You giving it, what's your 10, your scale of, don't you lie.
15 out of 10.
You won't lie.
Perfect in all of its ways. I'm gonna tell you what the problem was for Woman King. I expected a different movie. It was more familial drama than like action. From the trailer, I thought I was set up for battle scene after battle scene after battle scene after battle scene, and it was much more of a story, kind of like Black Panther. There was much more of a story than I thought. But it was good. I can't even accurately grade the Black Panther because how close it was to me. But let me tell you what was cool about The Woman King. Talking about what you were talking about them women being thin, I fully believed any woman in that movie would have murdered me. And I'm 6'1", 260. Even the small women, right? The main character, not Viola Davis, but the character we follow, she probably 120. When I tell you that woman would have taken my life force away from me and removed me from my family. These women were out here strong, and they would be all greasy so you couldn't grab them. They were murdering men, even strong men. Viola Davis, 50 plus, fully believed she was taking men's lives away. It was great. It was so good to see them just killing people. And actually, the slave trade angle was like, you always hear, Black people sold slaves too. And it's very hard to wrestle with that idea. Like, why did they? But in the movie, they explained, and I had read books about it, but I didn't. It's different seeing it visualized. They were when they captured their enemy, they sold them. And I could see how the logic is like, I ain't selling my people, I'm selling my enemy. You know what I'm saying? But then in the movie, Viola Davis and them is like, also though, she said the line like, even those people are our people. To the white man, they don't see no difference between us and them and all that stuff. But let me tell you what, it was great. I still want to see Black Adam, but I had to see Woman King in theaters. And I just love Viola Davis, man. She has never turned in a bad performance that I saw. That Michelle Obama where she was like, a nigga, I avoided that because I wanted to keep my thing where I said she's never seen a bad performance. You know what I'm saying? So
give me the rating.
13 out of 10. I loved it.
Okay, you just go ahead.
No, well, here's the thing though. I don't blame a movie for being different than I thought in the trailer because I know they got to market the movie. I just saw a different movie than I just expected more action than I saw. But the story made up for the missing action. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Fight, raid this village. And then it was a story of triumph, and it was there you are. Story of triumph and all that. And I was like, oh, this isn't what I expected, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't like I expected action and I got a story that was boring. It was a story that probably was better than the action scenes. And the fight scenes were great. And the people who died, I thought they would die. I was like, dang. I was like, of all these characters, one of y'all gonna die, and it's probably you. And it was the one I thought, and I was sad.
Okay. I can't wait to see it. Everybody thinks I'll like it better.
You should see it in theaters too. I think, I believe as much as possible, action movies should be seen in theaters as much as possible. But you running out of time because when I went, there was only
There's probably like 2 showings.
Times. There was like one at 3 and one at 7 or 8.
Listen, and I got to see things early. We saw Black Panther at 10:30 a.m. and I'm glad I did because I would have fallen asleep.
Yeah, I know you would. You would just be tired though, Angel.
I do, and this is I know you're not talking. There's a certain time of day where if you give me a reason, I'm gonna go to sleep.
After 8, it's that time. The light-skinned dude in The Woman King did have a full arm. I'm talking about Angel. He had wavy bundles.
Oh, did he have bundles?
He kind of looked like Dro from Insecure, brother. Like he looked like he could be his brother, but he was, I mean, he had a Targaryen level wig on.
Oh, now I know what you're saying. I'm sorry. It took me a second to get to Dro. Speaking of which, Jesus, Viola Davis, saw her this weekend at the Black Love Honors brunch.
You saw her in person?
Yeah, her and her husband got an award.
Julius?
Yeah. And when I tell you her back is still shredded.
Angel, when she was running in the movie, I was just like, man, you are physically fit. All them women, like I had watched a lot of not behind the scenes, but like I guess behind the scenes material on The Woman King about their training regimen. Mm-hmm. They was out here getting after it for real, for real.
Wow. I believe it. The way their bodies, I would love to be forced to have to get in shape for a movie and they provide the trainer.
That's what Angel, that's my unruly.
You know, well, you could just, once you finish financing all the rest of Churchy, you could just finance the movie that you need to be in to be. I'm gonna check
the stats on Churchy and tell you if season 2 is about to be greenlit based on the current numbers.
I still haven't had a chance to watch episode 3.
Oh, you know the episode's coming up that I've been.
Or the kiss in the mouth.
Ah!
I saw Shani this weekend too.
Did you?
She was there, and her and Melissa hugged, and I wanted to be like, oh.
I'm so glad I was out of town.
You have been uncomfortable.
No. I
was about to say.
The numbers are not reflecting season 2 as we speak. We're gonna have to do better than that. For what it costs, I love y'all. And that don't mean I'm not gonna be making stuff. I'm just not gonna be making that. Amen. Yeah. Amen.
No, you gotta listen, protect yourself. Yourself.
That's why I'm out here promoting to the cities that I'm the weakest in. Is that Viola? She really do.
You see that walk. You see that walk.
Why she walk like that? Let me see that walk. Walk. All right. We love y'all. We'll do the bonus episode sometime later this week. I'll chat with Angel and put it in the Patreon.
It'll probably be this weekend.
Bottom Beautiful will tape live this week. I believe we are off next week for Thanksgiving. So there won't be a live or a main episode. We're just going to be with our families. Angel going to be with her family. Well, me and Angel be with our family. So we'll do a bonus episode and then y'all enjoy y'all Thanksgiving and we'll come right back after that. And then we'll finish out until 2 weeks of Christmas. We'll take off too. All right. We love y'all. God bless y'all. God peace. We'll see you at the conference. Think about that.
Bye.
Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another banger for you. With my boy Kev on stage. And that chick Angel.